I was actually able to yield over $14,000. And for me, that was the most money I had ever made within a month. So my main YouTube channel, The Business Recruiter, is currently sitting at a little over 3,200 subscribers. And with that 3,200 subscribers, I most recently got monetized on YouTube in July of this year. However, I've been able to yield over $111,000 in revenue since the launch of my program in September of 2022. And while I am extremely proud of that success, I can also tell you that there's a lot of work that went into it. And ultimately, I did not start at this point. In fact, I actually launched my program with a little over 500 subscribers. So I was still fairly small at that point of launch in September of 2022. Now, as you take a look at my Stripe account, you can see that $111,000 is validated in terms of what I've been able to grow so far from a revenue perspective. However, when I first started my program, that very first month of launching, I was actually able to yield over $14,000. And for me, that was the most money I had ever made within a month. And it really goes to show that exactly all of the work that I had put in to get to that point was actually worth it because of the amount of success that I was able to yield. Now, with me starting that program with a little over 500 subscribers, I'm here to tell you exactly how I was able to get to that point from January of 2022 when I launched my channel to September of 2022 when I actually launched my program. Now, I was very consistent in regards to my YouTube journey, meaning that I knew in order for me to be able to yield any sort of success, I was going to have to be consistent. YouTube is not one of those platforms where you can post a video here or there and hope that you're going to be able to yield success. Ultimately, if you start to get any sort of following, your followers are going to want to know more about what it is that you're offering from an information perspective. I couldn't put out a video at the beginning of the month and then put out another video towards the end of the month and expect that those following or subscribers rather would still be interested in the content that I was putting out, especially with the amount of competition that might be associated with your particular niche. For me, it was recruiting. I didn't want to be pushed to the wayside because of the fact that I wasn't consistent. So I actually started with putting out 3 videos a week, and I did that consistently from the point of starting, so in January of 2022 up until that point when I actually did launch my program. And although those videos had a multitude of lengths in terms of some videos were maybe 3 minutes, some were maybe 5 minutes, others were maybe 10 minutes, I was consistent about making sure that I provided some sort of value to my subscriber base on a weekly basis. One of the other things that was able to help me to get to the point of having over 500 subscribers by the time I was actually ready to launch my program was the fact that I did a lot of research. I wanted to make sure that my niche that I chose was going to be successful within the field. So it was important that I actually took a look at my competition to understand how their videos were doing. I saw that their videos were getting over thousands of views, some videos even a couple tens of thousands of views. So I knew that I was on the right track in terms of the niche that I wanted to leverage in terms of my business recruiter channel. Now for you, you might not be interested in recruiting, but it's important to understand that you can do this with any niche, meaning that you can go ahead and research who are those top performers within your particular niche who are putting out videos and what is the results in terms of what they're yielding from those videos, meaning are they getting hundreds of views or are they getting thousands of views? For the videos that are getting thousands of views, what are they talking about? What's their style? What do they have included within their video? All of those components are extremely important when you're thinking about putting out content on YouTube. So it's not only important that I understood exactly who my competitors were, but I also understood what their style was, because ultimately this helped me to create my unique value proposition or UVP in regards to what I could do differently than what they were. And this is how I was able to create my program and ultimately yield the level of success that I had. I wasn't the first one to create a program associated with recruiting. In fact, I think I was probably maybe 3 or 4, at least in terms of the top YouTubers who were talking about this particular niche and had programs of their own. So there were definitely individuals that came before me and probably a lot more that I don't even know. But the individuals who I was focused on were those top 3 or 4 who seemed to be getting consistent results in regards to not only their YouTube channels, but also the programs that they had. And what I realized was that I was able to do the exact same thing, but I wanted to do it differently. Some of my competitors were focused on recruiting in terms of those who had been in the field for some time. So they were only really working with experts or those who were considered to be tenured. I knew that I really wanted to cater to those who were considered to be beginners, or even those who ultimately didn't really have a background in recruiting, but knew that it was something of interest or a passion for them. So this is where I came in with my UVP, or my unique value proposition. Now, I encourage you to think about your own niche. After you've done the research in regards to your competitors, it's important that you determine what your unique value proposition is going to be. How can you be different than those who are already out there? What can you do differently, or how can you deliver your content differently, and from a perspective that your audience is still going to be captivated and ultimately down the line want to buy some sort of a program from you if that is what your ultimate goal is. Now, you can still work towards that YouTube monetization in regards to your 1,000 subscribers and your 4,000 watch hours, but it's important to understand that there's a multitude of ways in regards to how you can be successful in this YouTube game. Well, I hope that you found this video to be helpful. If you did, then be sure to give me a thumbs up, as well as if you are not in my Facebook group in regards to my subscribers to clients channel, then I highly encourage that you join. It is geared towards those small to aspiring YouTubers who really want to get started in terms of monetizing their YouTube channels, or just creating a product very similar to me, where I was able to get monetization through an untraditional route. So if that sounds like something of interest to you, then I'll be sure to leave that link down below in the description box. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next video.